There's a certain heaviness you feel when you walk into a toxic environment. It's not always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet tension in the air, the glances that linger too long, the words that carry double meanings, the energy that seems to drain you even before the day has truly begun. In those moments you realize the world outside can be unpredictable, unkind, even corrosive. But the space inside you, that's yours. That's the fortress no one can breach unless you open the gates. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." And here's the truth. When you stand in the middle of noise, gossip, and hostility, that inner strength becomes the most valuable currency you have. Think of yourself as a lighthouse in the middle of a storm. The winds howl, the waves crash, yet the light remains steady, guiding ships to safety. The storm doesn't define the lighthouse. The light does. And so it is with you. In the minutes ahead, we'll explore how Stoicism gives you the tools to not just survive in toxic environments, but to remain calm, clear, and unshaken. You'll see how control, boundaries, perspective, and resilience all fit together, forming an unbreakable shield around your peace. If you find value in these reflections, I invite you to stay with me and join this journey into Stoic practice. Each principle we cover today can be carried into your daily life, quietly, powerfully, until your inner world becomes a place no toxicity can touch. Because when you master the quiet fortress within, no storm outside can reach you. Chapter 1. Control what you can, release what you can't. You step into a room where the air feels thick, conversations buzz with tension, and you can sense the weight of unspoken grudges hanging in the space. Your mind immediately starts scanning. What's going on? Did I do something wrong? Should I try to fix this? This is the moment where Stoicism offers you its first and perhaps most life-changing teaching. The dichotomy of control, the clear, unwavering separation between what is up to you and what is not. Epictetus, the freed slave turned philosopher, put it plainly. Some things are in our control and others are not. Everything in life falls into one of those two categories. Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, or the vast sea of everything else. The opinions of others, the decisions they make, the moods they carry, the judgments they form. When you first hear this, it sounds almost too simple. But in a toxic environment, it's the lifeline that stops you from drowning in other people's storms. Imagine carrying a small, smooth stone in your pocket. This stone represents what's in your control. It's small because the truth is, there's not as much as you think. Your reactions, your words, your focus, your integrity, that's the stone. Everything else is the river rushing past you. You can fight it, scream at it, try to redirect it, but the river doesn't answer to you. And yet, how often do you find yourself trying to? You replay someone's sarcastic comment for hours. You analyze an unfriendly glance like it's a coded message. You feel responsible for moods you didn't create. You try to manage everything around you, as if keeping the peace out there will bring peace in here. But here's the hard truth. That's not your work. Your work is smaller and deeper. When you choose to focus only on what's within your control, you stop wasting your strength on impossible tasks. You stop trying to rearrange the world so it never bothers you, and instead, you learn to master yourself. Let's make this tangible. Someone interrupts you in a meeting. You cannot control their lack of respect in that moment, but you can control whether you respond with a steady tone or a defensive snap. A colleague spreads a rumor about you. You cannot control their words once they've been spoken, but you can control whether you feed the fire by confronting them in anger or let the rumor die from lack of fuel. A boss makes a decision that feels unfair. You cannot control their choice, but you can control whether you adapt with resourcefulness or sink into silent resentment. This doesn't mean you approve of bad behavior. Stoicism is not passivity, it's precision. It's knowing where your effort will bear fruit and where it will simply be swallowed by the void. When you cling to what you can't control, you hand over your peace to people who don't even know they're holding it. Or worse, don't care. When you hold fast to what you can control, you stand on solid ground, no matter how unstable the floor around you feels. Seneca once said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." In toxic environments, this truth becomes even sharper. The real damage often isn't what people do. It's what we imagine they might do, or what we tell ourselves about their actions. So here's a practice I use, one I've carried into some of the most difficult rooms of my life. When something unsettling happens, I pause, take a breath, and silently ask myself 3 questions. Is this within my control? If yes, what's the next best action I can take? If no, how can I let it go right now? This simple check is like a reset button for your mind. It prevents you from spiraling into useless battles, and it pulls you back into the small circle of influence that is truly yours. Think of it like standing on the shore watching a storm rage across the sea. You can't stop the wind, you can't calm the waves, you can't drag the clouds away with your hands, but you can adjust your sails. You can secure your boat. You can decide when and where to move. The toxic environment may not change for a long time, maybe never, but you don't have to wait for it to change before you can breathe again. You don't have to wait for apologies that may never come, fairness that may never arrive, or kindness that some may never offer. Your calm is not a gift they give you, it's a skill you give yourself. The first time you put this into practice, it will feel unnatural. Your mind will still try to reach into other people's business, to rewrite their words, to fix their feelings. But over time, you'll feel the shift, the relief that comes when you no longer take ownership of the world's chaos. You start noticing things that used to consume you, now pass through you. You hear criticism, and instead of carrying it home, you leave it where it belongs. You see conflict brewing, and instead of being pulled in, you step aside. This isn't coldness, it's clarity, and clarity is the first breath of freedom in a suffocating space. So, the next time you feel that pull, the urge to fix, to control, to fight what isn't yours to fight, remember the stone in your pocket. Hold it in your mind. Feel its smooth edges, and know that this right here is all that's yours. Everything else, let the river take it. Chapter 2. The Art of Emotional Neutrality, Responding Without Absorbing. You hear the words, and they sting. Maybe it's a sarcastic jab. Maybe it's a criticism disguised as advice. Maybe it's the sigh, the tone, the little tilt of the head that says more than words ever could. You feel it in your chest, that quick rush of heat, that tightening in your stomach, that sudden urge to defend yourself or disappear. In that moment, you stand at a crossroads. On one path, you absorb the energy. You let their words burrow under your skin, replaying them over and over in your mind until they shape the way you see yourself. On the other path, you hear it, you see it, but you let it pass through you like wind through an open window. This second path is emotional neutrality, and in toxic environments, it's not just a nice idea, it's survival. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your judgment of it." That's not just philosophy, it's a practical skill. When you change your judgment of something, you change its power over you. Think of yourself as standing in a downpour. At first, every drop hits you, soaks you, chills you to the bone. But with practice, you learn to step under shelter. The rain still falls, but it doesn't reach you anymore. In real life, shelter comes from 2 sources, awareness and choice. First, Awareness. You need to notice when you're about to absorb something. This sounds simple, but most people don't catch it until it's too late. You start feeling bad, and you think, I must feel bad because what they said is true. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you feel bad because your mind accepted their delivery as a personal attack. The next time you sense that rush of emotion, try this. Pause for just 2 seconds. Name the emotion. That's irritation. That's hurt. That's embarrassment. Naming it puts a little space between you and the feeling, and that space is where your freedom lives. Second, choice. You get to decide whether this thing they've thrown at you is yours to carry. Imagine every interaction as someone handing you a package. Some packages contain useful feedback. Others are filled with nothing but their own frustration, insecurity, or bitterness. You wouldn't take home a bag of garbage just because someone offered it, would you? So why take home emotional garbage? Here's a practice I use when I feel that sting. I ask myself, is this about me, or is this about them? More often than not, it's about them, their bad day, their fear, their need to feel superior. And once you see that clearly, you can put the package down without opening it. But neutrality isn't the same as numbness. I'm not asking you to stop feeling. Stoicism never asks you to become a stone. Instead, it asks you to become the ocean, deep, steady, and impossible to disturb with a single ripple on the surface. Let me tell you about a time this saved me. Years ago, I worked in a space where one person seemed determined to undermine me. Little comments in meetings, a dismissive tone, subtle digs that others might miss, but I didn't. At first, I let it get to me. I'd go home replaying each moment, crafting clever comebacks in my head, but the more I engaged, even silently, the more power I gave them. So I shifted. I started practicing neutrality. Every time they made a jab, I pictured their words as small pebbles thrown into a vast lake. Yes, the surface rippled for a moment, but the depths remained still. I stopped responding with visible irritation. I answered with steady tones, simple words, and calm eye contact. And slowly, their power faded. Not because they changed, but because I stopped absorbing. You might think neutrality will make you seem weak, like you're letting them win. But here's the truth. Neutrality is strength. It's refusing to play the game on their terms. It's keeping your mind free when they want you trapped in reaction. Seneca once advised, we are not given a short life, but we make it short. And we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. Every moment you spend replaying an insult is a moment you've wasted on something that adds no value to your life. Emotional neutrality is a way of reclaiming that time, that energy, that life. Let's make this even more practical. In a toxic environment, here are 3 steps to respond without absorbing. 1. Slow the first reaction. Count to 3 before speaking. Let your breath settle. This interrupts the automatic surge of defensiveness. 2. Acknowledge without agreement. You can say, I hear you, or that's your view, without taking it as truth. 3. Redirect to your priorities. Ask yourself, what's my goal in this situation? And act in service of that goal, not in service of your emotions in the moment. And here's the metaphor I carry with me. Imagine you're wearing a cloak made of silk. Someone tries to throw mud at you. If you cling to the cloak, the mud sticks. But if you let the cloak hang loose, the mud slides right off. Emotional neutrality is learning to wear life loosely enough that nothing can cling unless you let it. This practice doesn't happen overnight. Some days you'll still catch yourself stewing over something someone said, but the more you return to this skill, the more natural it becomes. And one day you'll notice someone tries to provoke you, and you feel nothing but a quiet curiosity. You've stopped being their target. In toxic environments, that's not just survival, that's liberation. Because the moment you stop absorbing their storms, you start living under your own sky. Chapter 3. Boundaries as acts of wisdom. There comes a point when you realize the problem isn't just what people say to you or how they behave around you. It's that you've allowed them to step too close, not physically necessarily, but emotionally, mentally, energetically. You've left the door open, and they've walked in with muddy shoes. This is where boundaries become not just a preference, but a form of wisdom. In a toxic environment, boundaries are the quiet architecture of your peace. They're not walls to imprison yourself. They're walls to protect what matters most. And here's the truth. Without them, you'll be pulled into every emotional storm, every manipulative game, every draining request. Boundaries are not about changing them. They are about defining you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you allow too much of someone else's negativity to soak into your mind, it starts to stain you until you can't tell where their patterns end and yours begin. Boundaries are how you keep your colors yours. Think of an ancient city. It doesn't survive without walls, not because it's hostile to outsiders, but because it understands that without clear lines, it will be overrun. The gates control what enters. The guards decide what stays out. That's not cruelty. That's wisdom. The same is true for you. If you let every comment, every complaint, every demand enter unfiltered, your inner city will crumble. But if you learn to open and close your gates with discernment, you can preserve your strength, your focus, and your peace. Here's something I've learned. Boundaries are not just about saying no. Sometimes they're about saying yes, but with conditions. Yes, I can help, but only after I finish my own work. Yes, I can listen, but I won't be part of gossip. Yes, I can stay, but I won't tolerate personal insults. And sometimes, boundaries mean saying nothing at all, just quietly stepping back from the line someone is trying to cross. The challenge, of course, is that in toxic environments, boundaries can be tested. People will push. They will guilt trip. They will act wounded or try to make you feel selfish. This is where Stoicism strengthens your resolve. Epictetus advised, "How long will you wait before you demand the best for yourself?" That question hits hard, because every time you say yes to what drains you, you say no to what nourishes you. Every time you allow a toxic interaction to continue unchecked, you train people to believe it's acceptable. So what do boundaries look like in practice? They can be physical, choosing where you sit in a meeting so you're not next to the constant whisperer. They can be emotional, deciding not to share personal details with someone who twists them into weapons. They can be time-based, setting limits on how long you engage in a conversation that's going nowhere good. But here's the most powerful part. Boundaries don't always have to be explained. You don't owe a lengthy justification for protecting yourself. A calm, steady, "I can't do that," or "that doesn't work for me," is enough. I remember a season in my life when a colleague would regularly dump their frustrations on me. At first I listened out of politeness, but over time I noticed how heavy I felt afterward. It wasn't my responsibility to absorb their unprocessed emotions. So I started to set a boundary. Not with an angry confrontation, but with subtle changes. Shorter conversations, redirecting the topic, sometimes simply excusing myself. And you know what? Eventually, they stopped coming to me for that outlet. Boundaries, when held consistently, retrain the environment around you. They signal clearly, "This is where I end and you begin." Let's use a metaphor. Imagine your mind as a garden. If you never put up a fence, wild animals will wander in and eat whatever they find. Boundaries are the fence. They're not there to make your garden inaccessible, but to make sure what you've planted has the chance to grow. And yes, at first, setting boundaries can feel uncomfortable. You might worry about how others will react, but here's the truth. The people who respect you will accept your boundaries. and the ones who don't were never going to treat you well anyway. In Stoic practice, boundaries are not a sign of weakness or selfishness. They are a commitment to living in alignment with your values. You cannot control whether a toxic environment becomes less toxic, but you can control how much of it you let touch you. A useful exercise. The next time you feel drained after an interaction, ask yourself, what did I allow into my space that I could have kept out? The answer will often point directly to where a boundary needs to be placed. And once you set it, keep it. Not with rigidity born of fear, but with consistency born of self-respect. Because when you live without boundaries, you live at the mercy of others. When you live with them, you live by choice. And in a toxic environment, choice is the difference between being a prisoner and being free. Chapter 4. The power of the pause. Slowing down your reactions. There's a moment, a split second, between what someone says and what you do next. In that moment, everything hangs in the balance. Will you react with anger or respond with clarity? Will you get pulled into their storm or stay anchored in your own calm? The pause, that small, deliberate space, and is where your power lives. In toxic environments, this pause can be the difference between keeping your dignity and losing it in a flash. It's the moment where you decide, do I give them control over my next move, or do I keep it for myself? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." That means you also own the option of having no immediate reaction. You're not obligated to match someone's speed or intensity. You're allowed to slow everything down until you can see the situation clearly. Imagine you're driving and a car cuts you off. Your body reacts instantly. Adrenaline, tight grip on the wheel, heart rate up. If you slam on the horn without thinking, you might escalate something unnecessarily. But if you pause, just one deep breath, you give yourself the space to decide if it's worth it. The same applies to every verbal cutoff in life. Every sarcastic remark, every provocation, every baited comment is like that car swerving in front of you. The pause is your brake pedal. But here's the thing. The pause doesn't just happen naturally. In high-pressure, toxic settings, your body is primed to respond immediately. That's survival instinct. Stoicism teaches you to retrain that instinct. I've used a simple technique for years. Feel, breathe, choose. Feel the emotion rise. Acknowledge it without judgment. Breathe in slowly, letting your body's stress response start to cool. Choose your next words or actions, not from the heat of the moment, but from the clarity of your values. It sounds simple, but in practice it's powerful. Think of a blacksmith. They don't swing wildly at metal when it's hot. They strike with precision, each blow measured. The pause is your forge. It's where you shape your response instead of letting the moment shape you. Here's an example. You're in a meeting and someone makes a sly remark at your expense. The old pattern might be to shoot back instantly to prove you're not someone to mess with. But in doing so, you match their energy and lose your center. Instead, you pause. You let a heartbeat pass, maybe two. You tilt your head slightly, make eye contact, and respond in a tone so calm it diffuses the tension instead of fueling it. That pause doesn't just change how you respond, it changes how you're perceived. People begin to see you as measured, unshakable, composed under pressure. And in toxic environments, that reputation becomes a shield. Seneca once said, "We are masters of our fate when we are masters of our time." And in this context, time isn't just hours and days. It's the seconds between stimulus and response. Those seconds are yours to command. Of course, there's another benefit to the pause. It buys you time to see what's really happening. Often, the first thing you feel isn't the truth. Anger can mask hurt. Defensiveness can hide fear. The pause lets you see past the surface so you can respond to the deeper reality. Here's a metaphor I carry with me. Think of your mind as a lake. When someone throws a stone, an insult, a criticism, a challenge, the surface ripples instantly. If you rush to react while the ripples are moving, your reflection is distorted. But if you wait, if you let the water still, your reflection returns clear and calm. The pause is how you let the water settle before making your move. And yes, sometimes after pausing, you'll decide no response is needed at all. Silence itself can be the most powerful answer. Not cold, dismissive silence, but intentional, dignified silence that says, "You do not decide my energy." If you struggle with this, start practicing in small ways. When someone interrupts you, wait 3 seconds before speaking again. When you receive a frustrating email, draft a reply. But don't send it for an hour. When a text provokes you, read it. Then put your phone down and walk away. At first, the pause might feel awkward, even weak. But the more you practice it, the more you realize it's the opposite. The pause is strength in its purest form. It's the moment where you reclaim control over yourself before you give anything away to the situation. And here's something I've noticed. The people who try to provoke you often feed on immediacy. They want the snap, the flare-up, the instant reaction. The pause starves them. It denies them the satisfaction of knowing they've pulled you out of your center. In a way, the pause is not just a defensive move, it's offensive. It disrupts their rhythm. It forces them to see that you are not playing the game by their rules. So the next time you feel the heat rising, the urge to speak before you've even fully processed, remember, you don't have to go with that first impulse. Step back, take one slow, deep breath, feel the ground beneath your feet, and then choose. Because in toxic environments, the pause is not hesitation. It's mastery. And mastery is the ultimate power. Chapter 5. Practicing Perspective. Seeing the bigger picture. There's a strange thing that happens when you're in a toxic environment for too long. The walls start to feel closer, the voices get louder, the problems feel bigger than they really are. It's as if the room itself wants you to forget that there's an entire world outside its walls. And this is why perspective is one of the most important Stoic skills you can develop. Without it, you start believing the toxic world you see every day is the world. With it, you realize it's just a small, temporary part of your journey. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, all is ephemeral, fame and the famous as well. He wasn't just talking about public recognition. He was reminding himself that the things which feel overwhelming in the moment will pass. Even the most consuming conflict will one day be nothing more than a faint memory. Perspective is the act of zooming out. It's the ability to take a step back and ask, will this still matter a year from now, a month, even a week? Most of the time, the answer is no. But inside a toxic space, your attention is constantly being pulled into tiny dramas and small conflicts. Someone's comment, someone's expression, someone's tone. The danger is that you begin to treat these small ripples as tidal waves. Think of an eagle in flight. From the ground, you see obstacles everywhere, walls, fences, narrow paths. From above, the eagle sees a wide, open world. The obstacles are still there, but in the larger landscape, they're barely noticeable. Practicing perspective is choosing to see your situation like the eagle sees the earth. I remember a job I once had where the tension was constant. Small disagreements were treated like crises. A look from the wrong person could ruin your day. Back then, I let it consume me. Until one day, I asked myself, if I quit tomorrow, how much of this would matter? The answer was, none of it. That realization didn't make the environment pleasant, but it gave me space. Space to breathe, space to stop giving so much emotional weight to things that didn't deserve it. One of the easiest ways to gain perspective is to practice mental distance. When you feel trapped in the moment, imagine you're advising a friend in the same situation. What would you tell them? Usually, you'd tell them to focus on what truly matters and let the rest go. But when it's you, the situation feels heavier. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Perspective cuts through that illusion. It stops your mind from turning small shadows into giants. Here's another exercise. I call it the Earth from Space view. Close your eyes and picture yourself from above. First from across the room, then from outside the building, then from a mile up, then from orbit, where you see the Earth as a small blue sphere in the dark. From that view, does the argument you had this morning still feel the same? Does the passive-aggressive email still have the same weight? Or does it shrink into something almost laughable in the vastness of everything? This isn't about pretending your challenges don't matter. They do, especially when they affect your mental health. It's about refusing to give them more space in your mind than they deserve. Perspective also helps you understand people better. Toxic behavior often comes from fear, insecurity, or pain. When you zoom out, you can see that someone's attack on you might have nothing to do with you at all. That doesn't excuse their actions, but it keeps you from personalizing them. And when you stop taking things personally, you stop bleeding energy. Here's the metaphor I hold on to. Imagine you're walking through a market and someone shouts insults at you in a language you don't understand. Would you stop your journey to argue? Or would you keep walking knowing their words can't touch you unless you give them meaning? Perspective is that walk. It's realizing not every voice deserves your attention, not every situation deserves your energy, and not every problem deserves to be treated like an emergency. If you want to start practicing this right now, try this the next time you feel pulled into toxicity. 1. Ask the timeline question. Will this matter in a year? 2. Zoom out mentally. Visualize yourself in the larger context of life. 3. Recenter on your priorities. Remind yourself of the bigger goals you're working toward. Toxic environments thrive on keeping you small, keeping you focused on the petty and immediate. Perspective lifts you above that. It lets you see the mountains beyond the valley. And once you've seen from that height, it becomes harder and harder to get lost in the dust of the daily grind. Because you remember, the world is so much bigger than the room you're standing in. Chapter 6. The Role of Inner Values. Standing unmoved in your principles. There comes a point when you realize that no matter how much you try to adapt, no matter how carefully you navigate the personalities around you, the environment may still stay toxic. And in that moment, the question becomes, what do I stand for? When everything around me pushes me to bend. This is where inner values become more than abstract ideas. They become anchors, keeping you steady in waters where the current is always trying to pull you off course. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Simple, but in a toxic environment, living by that standard is anything but easy. Because here's the reality. Toxicity often invites you to compromise, to join in gossip so you're not left out, to look the other way when something's wrong because it's safer, to soften your integrity for the sake of convenience or approval. But when you abandon your values, even in small ways, you feel it. A quiet unease starts to grow inside you, and over time that unease turns into something heavier, the sense that you've lost touch with who you are. Your values, honesty, kindness, fairness, courage, self-respect, are like the foundation of a house. If the foundation shifts, everything else becomes unstable. But if it stays solid, storms can rage outside and the structure still stands. In my own life, I've learned that values are not about controlling the environment. They're about controlling me. I can't force others to act with respect. I can't make them stop playing politics. But I can decide that I won't become part of the same game. And yes, that sometimes means you'll stand alone. It means choosing not to laugh at the cruel joke, even if everyone else does. It means speaking up when something's wrong, even if your voice shakes. It means refusing to cut corners just to make your life easier in the short term. That's why values require courage. They're easy to talk about when life is calm. They're tested in the fire. Epictetus said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This is the essence of living by values in a toxic space. Deciding in advance who you are so you're not deciding in the heat of the moment. Let's make this practical. Imagine you choose respect as a core value. In a meeting, someone interrupts you rudely. Your instinct might be to match their tone, but respect means you pause, acknowledge them, and respond without lowering yourself. You still hold your ground, but you do it without becoming like them. Or maybe your core value is truth. You overhear a rumor being passed around. You know it's false. Instead of staying silent because it's easier, you calmly correct it, even if it makes you unpopular in that moment. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Values are muscles. The more you use them, the stronger they become. The less you use them, the weaker they get. Here's a metaphor I carry. Think of a lighthouse. The sea may rage, the winds may scream, but the lighthouse keeps its beam steady. It doesn't turn off its light because the storm is fierce. It doesn't shift its beam to match the waves. It simply stays true to its purpose. That's what it means to live by your values. In toxic environments, people may try to make you feel foolish for sticking to your principles. They might call you naive. They might say, "That's just how things work here." But Stoicism teaches us that virtue is the highest good, not convenience, not approval, not survival at any cost. And here's the quiet power of this approach. Even if you can't change the environment, your example becomes a mirror. Some will see themselves reflected in your steadiness and start questioning their own compromises. I once had a colleague who never raised their voice, never joined in the whisper campaigns, and never sacrificed their integrity for quick gains. At first, people thought they were simply too nice for the place, but over time, their consistency earned them deep respect, even from those who disagreed with them. They were proof that you could keep your values intact and still hold your place. If you're wondering how to stay grounded in your values when the pressure mounts, try this. 1. Name your top 3 values. Write them down. 2. Define what they look like in action. For example, respect might mean listening fully before responding. 3. Review them weekly. Remind yourself that these are non-negotiable. Because here's the truth. In a toxic environment, you may lose many things: patience, comfort, illusions. But if you lose your values, you lose yourself. And no environment, no matter how toxic, should ever have that power. Stand unmoved. Let your values be the compass that keeps you on course. Even when the tide is against you, even when the shore is far away, that compass will guide you home. Chapter 7. Transforming adversity into fuel for growth. There's a point when the constant pushback, the cold glances, the quiet hostility stops feeling like something you can just get through and starts feeling like it's wearing you down from the inside. You start asking yourself, why should I have to deal with this? Why me? It's a natural question, but it can leave you feeling powerless. The Stoics offered a different way of looking at hardship, not as a punishment, not as an injustice, but as material you can shape into strength. Marcus Aurelius put it like this: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the obstacle is not blocking your path. The obstacle is the path. When you're in a toxic environment, adversity is everywhere, and you have a choice. You can let it hollow you out, or you can turn it into resistance training for the soul. Think of a tree on a windswept cliff. Every gust forces its roots deeper into the rock. The wind doesn't weaken it. It shapes it into something stronger, more resilient, more anchored than trees into sheltered valleys. This doesn't mean pretending the environment is fine when it's not. It means refusing to let it be only destructive. You decide it will also be a teacher. In my own life, I've seen this play out in ways I never expected. I once worked under a manager who thrived on criticism. Nothing was ever good enough. At first, I internalized it, doubting myself, questioning my abilities. But eventually I realized, if I could hold my center here, if I could stay calm and keep delivering my best without crumbling under constant pressure, then there was no environment I couldn't handle. That job became a training ground for mental endurance. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." When you start seeing adversity as strength training, the weight becomes a tool, not a burden. Here's how you can start turning toxicity into fuel for growth. 1. Identify the skill it's forcing you to build. If someone constantly interrupts you, maybe it's an opportunity to refine assertiveness. If gossip swirls around you, maybe it's a chance to strengthen your focus on what matters. If decisions feel unfair, maybe it's a lesson in adaptability. 2. Measure growth, not comfort. Comfort isn't always a sign of progress. Sometimes discomfort is. Keep track of how you respond now compared to 6 months ago. 3. Use the training lens. Instead of saying, "This is exhausting, try, this is my practice ground." That small shift changes how your brain processes stress. It's worth noting, growth through adversity isn't about staying in harmful situations forever. It's about making sure that while you're there, you're not just enduring, you're evolving. Here's a metaphor I like. Imagine life hands you a heavy, jagged stone. You can drag it around and let it cut into you. Or you can set it on the workbench of your mind and start shaping it. Every challenge you face is a strike of the chisel. Over time, the stone becomes something purposeful, something you've shaped with your own hands. And there's another hidden benefit. Once you've learned to turn adversity into fuel, you stop fearing it. You know that even if things get harder, you'll get stronger. That confidence is a shield no one can take from you. I've met people who carry this strength quietly. They're not loud about it. They don't boast about what they've been through. But when you talk to them, you feel it. The depth, the steadiness, the sense that they've stood in storms and learned to use the wind to their advantage. This is the kind of growth Stoicism points us toward. Not brittle toughness that shatters under pressure, but flexible resilience that bends and adapts, always returning to its shape. If you're in a toxic environment right now, try this reflection. Ask yourself, what will I take from this place that will serve me for the rest of my life? It might be patience. It might be unshakable calm under pressure. It might be the courage to set boundaries without apology. Whatever it is, make that your prize. Let the adversity pay you in skills, in wisdom, in self-knowledge. Because when you walk away, whether tomorrow or years from now, you won't just be leaving with scars. You'll be leaving with tools, and those tools will serve you in every environment that comes next. So let the storm blow, let the waves crash. You are not here just to survive it. You are here to learn how to use it. Chapter 8. Choosing detachment without isolation. There's a danger when you've been in a toxic environment for long enough. You start thinking the only way to protect yourself is to pull away completely. You stop engaging. You stop showing up fully. You do your work, keep your head down, avoid everyone, and slowly you disappear from your own life. It feels safe, but it's not the same as freedom. Because isolation might keep the bad out, but it also keeps the good from getting in. This is where detachment, in the Stoic sense, becomes so important. Detachment is not withdrawal. It's not shutting the world out. It's staying in the world, but refusing to be owned by it. Epictetus put it simply, we are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens. Detachment is learning to be present in the moment, fully aware of what's happening around you, while choosing which thoughts and emotions you allow to settle in your mind. Imagine being in the middle of a crowded, noisy cafe. There's conversation all around, cups clinking, music playing, yet you're deep in a book. You hear the noise, but it doesn't pull you away from the page. That's detachment. In a toxic environment, detachment works the same way. You hear the gossip, you see the power games, you notice the tension, but you don't feed it with your energy. You're there, but you're not in it. The challenge is, it's easy to slide from detachment into isolation. Isolation says, I won't deal with any of this, so I'll disappear. Detachment says, I'll still be here, but I'll decide how much of me you get. And that's a critical difference, because in isolation, you lose opportunities, connections, collaboration, even moments of joy that can exist even in difficult places. In detachment, you keep those doors open while keeping your emotional space guarded. Let's make this practical. You're in the lunchroom and someone starts pulling you into a negative conversation. Isolation would mean avoiding the lunchroom altogether. Detachment means you can sit there, engage on neutral topics, and calmly redirect the conversation when it turns toxic, without storming out or joining in. Here's a metaphor I carry. Think of a tree in a public park. People may lean against it, talk under it, even carve their initials into its bark. But the tree doesn't absorb their stories. It simply stands, rooted, present, offering shade without letting the world change the nature of its roots. So how do you practice detachment without falling into isolation? 1. Stay engaged with intention. Choose where and how you'll participate. You don't have to attend every meeting, but when you do, be fully present. 2. Use mental filters. Picture a fine mesh between you and the environment. Only the things that align with your values and goals get through. 3. Invest in the positive connections. Even in toxic environments, there are often a few people who bring light instead of shadows. Give them your time. Separate your role from your identity. You are more than this place. You are more than what happens here. The role you play in this environment is just one part of you, not the whole story. I've seen people who've mastered this balance. They show up, do excellent work, speak with kindness, and still somehow remain untouched by the chaos around them. You can feel it. Their mood doesn't depend on the day's drama. Their energy is self-sustaining. Seneca advised, associate with those who will make a better man of you. Welcome those whom you yourself can improve. Detachment gives you the clarity to choose those associations wisely, without being pulled into destructive ones out of habit or pressure. Here's the truth. Toxic environments often run on emotional energy. The more they can provoke you, the more they can pull you into cycles of reaction, the stronger they become. Detachment is refusing to feed that system. It's like taking the battery out of a device. It can make all the noise it wants, but it no longer runs on your power. But here's the warning. If you go too far into isolation, you lose something essential, the chance to be fully alive. Stoicism doesn't teach retreat from life. It teaches engagement on your terms. You can walk into the same room, hear the same words, witness the same tension, and leave with your peace intact. That's not because you've hidden yourself away, but because you've learned to stand in the middle of the storm without letting it inside you. The world needs more people who can do that. People who don't run from difficulty, but don't let it shape them either. People who keep their hearts open and their boundaries firm. Detachment done right lets you remain in the arena, but with armor no one can see. So don't disappear. Stay present, but let your presence be defined by your choice, not by the environment's pull, because the real victory is not escaping the place. It's walking through it, untouched. Leaving the room lighter. Final reflections on freedom. There comes a day when you step out of that toxic environment, maybe for the last time, maybe just for the evening. and you realize something. You're walking lighter than you used to. The weight on your shoulders isn't gone because the environment has changed. It's gone because you have. That's the quiet transformation Stoicism offers, not a magic wand that erases difficult people or messy situations, but a set of principles that makes you immune to their pull. The noise, the manipulation, the negativity, they may still exist, but they no longer have the same access to you. Freedom, in the Stoic sense, isn't about finding the perfect environment. It's about carrying peace with you into any environment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions, than your own soul." That means that whether you're in the middle of chaos or standing in solitude, you already have the refuge you've been searching for, if you know how to enter it. Think about it. You've learned to control what you can and let go of what you can't. You've mastered the art of emotional neutrality, building boundaries not from fear but from wisdom. You've learned to pause before reacting, to see the bigger picture, to live anchored in your values. You've taken adversity and turned it into strength. You've detached without disappearing. That is no small thing. That is the kind of quiet power that changes not just how you survive, but how you live. Here's the truth. Toxic environments will always exist somewhere. There will always be rooms filled with tension, conversations dripping with manipulation, people trying to pull you into their chaos. But you won't be the same person walking into those rooms anymore. You will walk in with the posture of someone who knows. You can throw whatever you want my way, but my peace isn't on the table. It's like walking through a smoky room without inhaling. The smoke may swirl around you, but you've learned how to breathe differently. You've learned how to keep your air clean. And when you leave that room, at the end of the day or for the last time, you'll notice something else. You're not taking the room with you. You're not carrying home the words, the looks, the undercurrents. They stay where they belong, behind you. Seneca once said, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." That's the essence of Stoic freedom. It's not about having control over the room. It's about having control over you. If you're still in that environment right now, hear me when I say this. You don't have to wait for the place to change before you start feeling lighter. You can start today. Even one principle, practiced consistently, begins to shift the weight. One pause instead of a reaction, one boundary held firmly, one moment of seeing the bigger picture. Over time, these moments stack. They form the unshakable core that nothing, no glance, no rumor, no tone can touch. And when that happens, you've won. Even if you never win the argument, even if you never get the apology, even if the place stays exactly as it is. Because freedom isn't something they can give you. It's something you claim and keep and carry. So the next time you step into a toxic environment, remember, you are not at the mercy of the room. You are the lighthouse in the storm, the tree that stands through every season, the traveler who walks through smoke without breathing it in. And when you leave the room, whether for a break, for the day, or for good, leave it lighter than you found it. Carry only what serves you. Let the rest fall away. That's not just surviving, that's living free.